The truth has finally come out, and this time it's not just another rumor or misunderstanding. Nell Fletcher has spoken, and what she revealed about Destiny shocked everyone who has followed their friendship for years. What was once seen as one of the closest, most genuine bonds in the public eye has now turned into a story filled with betrayal, lies, and manipulation. The kind of drama no one saw coming because it was happening behind smiles, behind live streams, and behind posts that painted a picture of loyalty and love. For the longest time, people saw Nell and Destiny as sisters. They laughed together, defended each other, and supported each other when life got hard. Fans admired their friendship because it looked real, not like one of those made-for-camera relationships we often see. But what's come to light now shows that things were not what they seemed. The same friendship that seemed so strong was being slowly poisoned by deceit, and Nell had finally reached her breaking point. It all began when Nell decided to go live and address rumors that had been spreading online. People had been talking, assuming, and twisting stories, and Nell wanted to make it clear that she wasn't going to sit quietly while her name was being dragged into something she had nothing to do with. She said it directly: she's not playing side chick for anyone. She made it clear she doesn't roll that way, that she's not part of any messy triangle. But her live wasn't just about clearing her name. There was pain in her voice, the kind that comes when you've been deeply hurt by someone you once trusted with everything. The situation between Nell and Destiny didn't happen overnight. This was something that built up over time. The lies, the manipulation, the double-dealing, it all started small. But as time passed, Nell started noticing things that didn't make sense. Destiny would tell her one story, then go online and say something completely different. She'd talk about how much she hated drama, yet she always seemed to be right in the center of it. Nell didn't want to believe it at first. After all, Destiny was like family to her. But as more and more inconsistencies piled up, she couldn't ignore the truth anymore. Nell had been quiet for months. She wasn't looking for clout or attention. She didn't need to prove herself to the internet. But when Destiny started painting a false picture and making it look like Nell had done something wrong, that's when things changed. Nell decided it was time to tell the truth. And when she did, she didn't come empty-handed, she came with proof. Before all of this blew up, Nell and Destiny were inseparable. They met through the same circle, bonded over their shared experiences, and instantly clicked. Both had strong personalities, both were outspoken, and both had a drive that inspired others. Fans loved them together. They went live together, made appearances together, and always spoke highly of one another. When trolls came for Destiny, Nell was always the first one to defend her. She was loyal, protective, and believed Destiny had a good heart. But behind the scenes, things weren't as perfect as they looked. Destiny was constantly involved in some kind of drama, whether it was issues with other influencers, disagreements about business deals, or personal relationships that always seemed to end in chaos. Yet somehow, every time something happened, Destiny managed to come out looking like the victim. She'd go live crying, saying people were jealous, that she was being bullied, and that everyone was against her. And every single time, Nell believed her. She defended Destiny against the critics, convinced she was just misunderstood. But as the months passed, Nell started to see the truth. She noticed that Destiny's stories didn't always match up. Sometimes Destiny would claim someone betrayed her, but then later, Nell would hear a completely different side that made it clear Destiny had been the one causing the trouble. Still, Nell stayed loyal. She told herself that everyone makes mistakes and that maybe Destiny was just going through a rough patch. Then came the moment that changed everything. A feud broke out between Destiny and another creator, someone Nell barely knew. Destiny told Nell that this woman, who we'll call Kayla, was spreading lies and trying to ruin her reputation. Without hesitation, Nell jumped in to defend her best friend. She posted messages, she clapped back at Kayla, and she stood by Destiny publicly. But what Nell didn't know was that Destiny had set her up. Weeks later, Nell discovered messages between Destiny and Kayla that revealed the truth: Destiny had started the drama herself. She had been talking behind Nell's back and manipulating both sides to make herself look like the victim. The same woman Nell had defended with her whole heart had been using her the entire time. That discovery broke Nell in a way that words can't fully explain. Nell stayed silent for a while after that. She didn't want to air private matters publicly, even after finding out how deeply she'd been betrayed. But Destiny made it impossible to stay quiet. Instead of apologizing, Destiny went online and started hinting that Nell was the one who had turned on her. She cried during her live sessions, saying people she loved had betrayed her. She made it sound like she was the one who had been wronged, when in reality, she was the one twisting the truth. That was the last straw. Nell had stayed quiet long enough. So she spoke up, and when she did, the internet stopped to listen. Nell didn't scream or curse. She didn't drag Destiny the way Destiny had dragged others. Instead, she spoke calmly, clearly, and backed up every word with proof. She shared screenshots, audio clips, and private messages that exposed exactly who Destiny had been all along. The evidence was undeniable. In one message, Destiny was seen bad-mouthing people she had just called her friends online. In another, she was planning fake beefs to boost engagement. There were even recordings where she admitted to pretending to cry on camera to gain sympathy from fans. The same Destiny who had built her image on being real and authentic was revealed to be manipulating situations from behind the scenes. Fans were stunned. Many of them had defended Destiny for years, believing her every word. But when Nell showed the receipts, everything finally made sense. All the inconsistencies, all the drama, all the sudden fallouts, it all fit together now. Destiny's mask had slipped, and the truth was right there for everyone to see. After Nell came forward, other people started speaking up too. Old friends, business partners, and even fans who had worked with Destiny privately began sharing their own stories. They talked about how Destiny used people to get what she wanted, how she'd pretend to support them while secretly spreading gossip behind their backs. One person said Destiny leaked their private messages just to start a fight. Another said she would pretend to be a mentor but then take credit for their ideas. It was like a domino effect. Once Nell broke her silence, others found the courage to share their truth as well. The picture that came together was heartbreaking, a pattern of lies, manipulation, and betrayal that had gone on for years. And yet, even after all of that, Destiny still tried to play the victim. She posted emotional videos, crying about how she had been hurt and misunderstood. She said Nell had betrayed her and that people were attacking her unfairly. But this time, the internet didn't believe her. The comments were filled with people calling her out, reminding her that Nell had provided real proof. People weren't falling for the tears anymore. Destiny's reputation took a huge hit. Her followers started unfollowing her. Her brand partnerships quietly distanced themselves. The image she had spent years building was crumbling before her eyes. Still, she tried to reach out to mutual friends, saying Nell had edited the messages or twisted the truth. But no one was buying it. The receipts were too clear, too specific, and too real. When Nell went live again to address everything, she wasn't bitter or angry. She didn't gloat or throw shade. She simply explained why she finally spoke out. She said she had tried to protect Destiny for years, hoping she would change, but that you can't protect someone who refuses to stop hurting others. That statement hit hard because it wasn't coming from a place of hate, it was coming from heartbreak. That's what makes this story so painful. This wasn't just about drama for entertainment. This was a real friendship that broke apart because of lies. Nell didn't expose Destiny out of revenge, she did it because she was tired of watching her manipulate people and play the victim over and over again. She wanted the truth out there so no one else would get hurt. And when anonymous accounts started dropping even more evidence, voice notes, DMs, and emails that backed up everything Nell had said, the situation became impossible to deny. In one of those clips, Destiny was caught saying she could flip any story to make herself look innocent. In another, she laughed about fans who defended her, saying they would believe whatever I say. At that point, there was nothing left to defend. Destiny's empire of manipulation had finally fallen apart. Her supporters turned silent, her collaborations vanished, and her once loyal friends disappeared. It was the kind of downfall that happens when the truth finally catches up. When Destiny finally returned to social media after disappearing for weeks, she looked different, tired, broken, and unsure. She talked about being misunderstood, about making mistakes, but her words didn't carry the same weight anymore. People wanted accountability, not another performance. They wanted to see real growth, not more excuses. Meanwhile, Nell carried herself with grace. She didn't rub it in. She didn't turn the situation into a spectacle. She simply thanked her supporters, focused on her work, and moved forward. Her calmness in the middle of the chaos made her story even more powerful. People began seeing Nell not as someone who started drama, but as someone who stood up for the truth. This whole situation is a lesson in what happens when someone builds a life on lies. You can only pretend for so long before the truth comes out. Destiny might have thought she could control every narrative, but the truth has a way of breaking through no matter how hard you try to hide it. And when it does, it's unforgiving. Nell once said, "I didn't expose her to destroy her. I exposed her so she'd stop destroying others." That line says everything. It's not about revenge, it's about accountability. Because when someone uses others, manipulates their emotions, and hides behind fake tears, they end up hurting everyone around them, including the people who genuinely cared. Now that everything is out, people are wondering what's next for Destiny. Can she ever rebuild what she's lost? Some say she deserves another chance if she's willing to take responsibility and truly change. Others believe it's too late, that after so much deceit, it's time for her to face the consequences. Whatever happens next, one thing is certain: Destiny can't hide anymore. Her secrets are out, her mask has slipped, and her truth has been revealed. And no amount of crying or pretending can undo what's already been seen. Nell's bravery in speaking up didn't just change how people saw Destiny, it reminded everyone that honesty still matters. In a world full of fake smiles and performative friendships, Nell chose truth over silence. And that's what makes this story more than just drama. It's a reminder that the truth, no matter how long it takes, always comes out in the end. Destiny may have thought she could control the story, but this time, the story controlled her. Nell turned on the light, and when she did, the whole world saw what Destiny had been trying so hard to keep hidden. And now, all that's left is for Destiny to face the truth she created, and for Nell to finally move forward, free from the shadows of a friendship built on lies.